Welcome back, everyone. It's Ready or Not
Football Edition. I'm Nate the Great.
I'm Chris Stacks, and man, it's Week 8 recap.
Yep.
And we finally had some touchdowns.
Oh yeah, they're trying. I feel like they're trying to catch up from the slow start.
We got to make up. Come on, we got Dak back. Let's go.
Did Dak even throw any touchdowns? No, I'm just kidding.
Dak ran in the first touchdown. Thank you. So looking at the week, do you want to start off with how we did as far as predicting the games, or should we go into just some of the scores?
Yeah, let's go with how we did. Well, I mean, it's just simple. So, last week in our video, last Thursday, we picked me, you, and my brother who picked certain wins. And it turned out that my brother got 6 games correct, I got 16 correct, and you got 7 games correct. By 1. I think the deciding was, I don't even remember.
Last time I checked, it's if you win by an inch or a mile, you're still winning. One game is one game.
Well, I know, you were talking about Tua earlier. He's only 0.8 in the lead for quarterback. That quote didn't come to mind then.
Very true. But
that being said,
I still won.
You can have your dollar back. Whoops.
I'm trying to throw my dollar away on me. Thank you so much. I'll put that back over here. I can buy a pack of gum now. Damn inflation. Different podcast though. So, did you have any games that stood out to you this week amongst the NFL?
I mean, the games were interesting. I know I was watching the end of the Carolina-Atlanta game because I was not expecting that one to go into overtime.
Yeah.
And I mean, as you mentioned earlier, I didn't see the part that you were talking about, that it shouldn't have gone into overtime.
I don't know why Atlanta didn't have anybody all the way back, but DJ Moore made a sick play to catch a Hail Mary to score a touchdown. Got excited because his team's been terrible, rips off his helmet, and they hit him with 15-yard penalty, which puts the kicker back from an extra point to a field goal, and then he misses the field goal. I mean, he yanked it. But then they go into overtime, Atlanta hits the field goal, they win. They're going the right direction, though, which is funny enough. You get rid of CMC, which I don't think either one of us realized how good Chuba Hubbard or Deonta Foreman really is.
Right.
And then you got DJ Moore, and they're starting to use him as an all-star wide receiver versus just another person on the field. It could be an interesting rest of the season. I got to do a quick mention or a quick highlight. My boys, the Cowboys, how about them boys with 49 over 29? They had some slacks in there, but they're 49 points, not a bad week.
I mean, the Dolphins started off slow in our game.
Yep.
But at that second half, 2 touchdowns, took the lead, took the win.
Yep.
So happy about that. I was not happy the first half.
Hill, Waddle, they both look great. Giving up 27 points to Detroit, it makes you a little nervous.
We didn't give any up the second half. All right, we got our shit together during halftime.
Yeah, I mean, and I had a note here for the Detroit, that run game. The Jamal Williams and Swift, if they use them right, they are dangerous. But they got to use them right.
So the second, I put Swift in, left Jamal out. Swift put up points, he got a touchdown, but Jamal ended up with most of the points.
Yeah.
I could use both of them. Well, I mean, I didn't need them.
I think you could technically. Could be a good trade bait before the trade deadline. And then Hawkinson just got traded to the Vikings because Irv Smith is now back on IR. So that could be a big deal because they love to use the tight end. I should have looked. I didn't look to see who had Hawkinson. That could be a big deal. Obviously, we usually do the holy hell game of the week, and I'll let you talk about that one. But the what the happened game is, and it's funny enough, your brother picked Las Vegas. We picked the Saints. The Saints dropped 24 on Las Vegas. Vegas goose eggs.
Yeah. Who thought that was going to come?
Before we even get to it, before we get there all the way, just a quick highlight. I changed it because Halloween theme. Hide and seek players of the week. So the ones that just needed to be seeked and nobody could find them. Derek Carr with 2.9 points.
Yeah, they were down.
Yeah. Holy. But I'll let you get into the holy hell game.
Holy hell game, yeah. Cincinnati, Cleveland. I couldn't even
I'm glad you replayed the highlight though from Thursday, because at least I said the only way that Cleveland even has a chance of being in this game. Yes, we all picked Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Because Burrow was on fire like you said, but Cleveland, the defense, brought a fire extinguisher and put his ass out. They brought Mr. Freeze in on the defensive side.
Oh yeah, no. Who thought Browns was going to do that? Put the defense up, stop Burrow, stop any of the receivers from getting anything.
Yeah, they weren't allowed.
I mean, I had Boyd put up his projection, but I was expecting more with Jamar Chase out.
Yep.
And then
Higgins did that one nice play, but it was the Chubb show.
Yeah.
and the defensive show.
Yeah. No.
Other than that, it was nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a very interesting game. And then another side note, Claypool got traded from Pittsburgh to Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
With Justin Fields starting to ball out, he was number 4 quarterback on the week with 26 points. And now you add Claypool, who's honestly, to me, I think he's an elite wide receiver. He just needs to be in a situation where he's being utilized.
We were talking about that during one of the games. Like that's what
Yeah.
Claypool does. He just needs a team.
And he threw a touchdown this week.
That's right.
So the games were very interesting. It was great to see scoring. We had a Thursday night game that was actually a legit game to watch, which was fun as hell. This week's Thursday night game is Philadelphia versus Houston. Don't get your popcorn ready. You probably turn it off after halftime. I like Houston, but they're not that good.
Yep. And Philly's been, I mean,
their road to like 12-0 is laid out.
yeah, pretty much. Like
There's nobody to play against.
Yep, I was going through. Yeah, it was week 13.
Yep.
No, week 14. Oh, they had a bye though.
Yeah.
Before? Okay.
Something like that. Yeah.
So yeah, they don't play anyone until they play either you or the Giants. I don't remember
Which
who's
is back
first.
to back.
Who's first?
That one I don't remember.
Okay.
Start looking at the injuries though. Did you take down any of the injuries for this week?
No. Well, I had. Sorry, I do have a couple injuries. I have Deebo Samuel.
Yep.
Went out,
That was huge.
which they called him out before the game started.
Right.
Which what I wrote down because Steiger was not on top of that one. He could have won that game if he put a new receiver.
If you
in.
put a new receiver in, yeah.
Then you have Mark Andrews, who was questionable before coming into the game, ended up going out early in the game, right? If I remember correctly.
Yes, he went out early. Yep.
And then it's all the ones I have written out, right? Well, my Waller's still out. Waller went out before the game, like an hour
Yep.
before the game,
Yep.
and I didn't get the chance to change that. So upset.
Hate when they do that
I'm
shit.
blaming my brother on that one. He put some tight end curse on me.
Tight end curse. Just a quick note: the Giants play the Eagles on week 14, and that's the first game that they have. That's a legit game to like worry about, which is kind of funny. And then the next week they play the Cowboys. So
I thought it was a bye, then the Cowboys.
Or yes, you're right. So if both teams keep playing well, or all 3 teams I should say keep playing well, they're all probably going to get slotted in as a night game instead of midday game. They're not going to keep that game at 4 o'clock if it's the end of the season and they're.
Can they just switch up?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
It's called flex schedule.
Oh, is that why we have some games that don't have a to be determined still?
No, this is if you're doing really well, they'll.
That's why the Dolphins.
Like even next
they have
week.
to be determined games.
That one I don't understand, to be honest with you. But if there's a game like, honestly, there's no good games this week. So if there's a game with 2 playoff contenders that is at 1 or 4 o'clock, they'll sometimes flex that game to a night game to be able to get them on prime time. Which, funny enough, most of the primetime games are the good games right now. So not a lot to talk about there. Looking at the injuries, JTT, he's going to keep playing with the ankle injury, unfortunately. Gus Bus out. Bateman, they said, is just going to be out for weeks. They don't know how many, but multiple weeks. Andrews, they said he's going to probably play with the knee and the shoulder, but you saw what happens when he's not 100%.
Yeah.
They don't go to him.
And plus, if they don't have Andrews or Bateman,
Yep.
I worry for Jackson.
Likely looked pretty good.
Yeah,
He's a likely star.
that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, Likely was killing it.
Likely was on point. That boy's good. Now, if you look at what happened this week as far as the leaders of the week, it finally looked like a normal week. And actually, should we start with the legends or should we start with the hide and seek players?
Well, we mentioned the hide and seek players earlier. Let's go with that.
Okay, so with the hide and seek players, if you look at what happened this week, you had, let's start with the wide receivers because this one kind of pissed me off. If you look at one of the worst of the week, Olave on my team. Michael Pittman, 8 on my team. You had Cooks, 9.3. Curtis Samuel, like you said,
Yep.
9.4. And then Adam Thielen from Prue with 9.7.
Which I'm upset. Like, so I had Thielen a few years ago. He had a fantastic year, #1 receiver that
Yep.
year. And just what happened? Like, where did he go?
They drafted Jefferson. The minute that they drafted Jefferson, he went into like a secondary role. And he's older than people think. He's like 30 years old, 31 years old.
I think.
So they think he's
a
on that
little
cusp.
older, maybe. But still, I mean, he had the last few years that
Yeah.
still didn't put up
Well,
numbers.
you've also got, what's his name as a quarterback?
Do these have Cousins?
Yeah, Cousins. Cousins can't support two main wide receivers. Come on. For running backs, you had Jacobs. Actually, I did this upside down. So you had Henderson, the worst of the week, which also they're looking at trading, which could put Henderson on the bench. Jonathan Taylor at a 4.6, Damian Harris 6.2, and then Josh Jacobs, we talked about Vegas, with 6.4. My word, talk about not showing up for your team. Especially after the last 2 weeks, wasn't it? Last 2 weeks, he's been balling out.
Yeah.
And then for the quarterbacks, we mentioned a couple. Joe Burrow.
Burrow, yeah.
13.5. I don't care if he's over 10, that is not acceptable.
No, and for me, it was acceptable this week because I was against him.
Because you were against him. Sorry, Will.
I just needed Boyd to get points, and he still got like 11 points, so I was happy with that.
Daniel Jones, which I mentioned this on last week. Prue, since you cut that clip and put it up there, I might have to cut this clip and put it back in the chat because I did say Daniel Jones is one of those players. He's going to give you a boom week, and then the next 2 weeks he's not going to show up. Mm-hmm. Well, he played hide and seek with you during Halloween, and guess what? You didn't find him. Trevor Lawrence, damn, I want to see this guy be good. He looks like he's got the talent to be good, but where the hell is he?
That was also me.
That was also your brother. Is this the Madden curse? There were 3 tight ends. Sam L, and we don't know how to say his last name for sure. I've heard it both ways. Is it Ellinger or Ellinger? So Ellinger. He had 6.5 for Steiger, unfortunately. And Steiger did tell me, he's like, listen, I'm searching the bottom of the barrel for a quarterback.
I remember I mentioned that in our last episode. I was like, I was going to hit, and he was like, you're like, that's what he had. I'm like, yeah.
And then Prue had Derek Carr with 2.9. Whew.
Which Prue had Jones as well, right?
Yeah.
So Prue still pulled out a win against Steiger.
Who did he play?
The bottom.
Did he play? He did play both of them.
Yeah, he played both of them. I saw that, but
Ellinger and Samuel. Samuel's what killed him.
Andrews out.
And nobody expected DJ Moore to go off for 25.5 points. Travis Etienne to go off for 24.7.
I have this one get up.
That makes up for a lot. Looking at running, or actually we'll go to wide receivers for the legends of the week. Mm-hmm. This was where you saw the power players came to play this week. NFL looks like the NFL again. You got big names putting up points, which is kind of sick.
Which is funny because you have Chubb here for a wide receiver.
I don't know why I did that.
Yeah. Did he receive a lot?
No, he didn't. I don't know why I did that. Top 5 would have been, that would have been DJ Moore. Good call. Thank you so much. Oh, I meant to put him as a honorable mention over here.
Oh, because he didn't quite get top 5, but he did really well? Gotcha.
Yep, that was what I meant to do. Thank you.
So we got DJ Moore in Carolina, put up 25.5 points. Tariq Hill, Dolphins, 26.5 points. Jalen Waddle, 27, also Dolphins. 27.6 points. DeAndre Hopkins, on fire since he's gotten back.
I said when he came back, he was going to be a monster.
28.9 points. Then A.J. Brown, 37.6 points. Like 2 touchdowns, like off rip.
Yeah, and that one that he caught when he had 2 wide receivers run into him, and he caught the ball, and he was like NFL.
That was 3.
It was 2. They had blown by the 3rd one.
Oh, gotcha.
Like, NFL, get off your high horse. That's not taunting. The guy just literally housed 2 people. Like, come on. Let it go. Get over. It's not like he went over and like did a Fortnite move on him. He literally pointed at him. Let's relax.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I agree.
I mean, come on. That was a sick play. He balled out. Like, get the guy. You want them to be gladiators, and then you want them to be pansies. Let's be real.
Yeah.
It's reality. I think that was. Oh, we can look at tight ends quick. We can see if anybody hit tight end.
We didn't do quarterback. Oh, tight end. Did we?
Oh, you're right. Right, we didn't. Did we do? Oh, we didn't do running backs either. Top 5 running backs. Like I said, Chubb was 6. I knew I put him on there for a reason. 25.9. Foreman 32.8. Balled out. Mm-hmm. Tony Pollard. You give that boy the backfield.
Yeah.
34.2.
Ziku.
I wouldn't go that far. He's still averaging like 6 yards a carry. Yeah. CMC 35.3, Derrick Henry 37.3, and then Alvin Kamara, Super Camario 38.3. That's why he's got that nickname.
I never heard of it before. Anyway, we got quarterbacks as well. So 5th place, Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
You know, doing down have Hopkins back.
He actually looked well.
He's putting up points. Put up 25.6 points. Got Justin Fields, you mentioned earlier, and if he gets. Who's
Claypool?
He got Claypool now.
They get a little bit of unison there.
Chicago could actually start showing up.
Yeah.
And then you're lucky they didn't get it before they faced you guys.
Yeah, it's still going to take a couple weeks.
Then you got Prescott, put up 26.4 points. So there's your Cowboys QB.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts. I mean, continuously putting up points, 28.4. But number 1, Tua Tagovailoa, Dolphins, 29.2 points.
I'll give it to him. It's funny that the boys that have been scoring high didn't do a whole lot this week or did medial. And then all of a sudden you got Tua, Hurts, and Dak at the top 3.
Mm-hmm. And Fields top 4.
Fields top 4. It's going to be interesting moving forward. And I mean, you had an honorable mention here with Mariota,
which on my bench, I kind of wish I put him in over Stafford. Stafford still did fine.
Stafford,
better than he's been doing, but
right.
Didn't do what Mariota did. But who thought?
Yeah. So looking at this week, let's start off with the matchups quick. I'll start off with. Actually, you can start off with Najee's and Steiger.
Yep. So I was looking at Steiger's and Najee's. Like I mentioned earlier, if he had saw that Samuel was out before the game, could have replaced him. And I mean, who does he have on his bench? I didn't actually look at that part. Higgins.
Oh yeah, T. Higgins. Oh, I would have played T. Higgins this week.
Put in Higgins over Samuel. Yeah. You win.
Yep.
Easy as that.
Damn, Steiger.
Doesn't matter that Mark Andrew went out. He was only down by sorry.
Still would have lost.
My apologies. I take that back. Still would have lost.
Still needed another quarterback. Still need another quarterback. Damn.
But, yeah. So I mean that's unfortunate. It would have been a closer game, sure. Yeah. But that might have made him even more upset, maybe.
Very true. But at least he had Hopkins that balled out. Brady actually showed up a little bit. CMC looked like he knew how to play football again.
Absolutely. I mean, holy cow. Not like Henry though. Well, I mean, close. We're close to Henry.
Pretty close. And CMC's still on a new team. He's still getting acclimated. That's pretty sick.
And then, but also, I mean, if you look at Steiger's team, his kicker put up 15 points alone. I don't know if you saw that.
I did not.
14. Sorry, my apologies. 14 points from, I don't know.
Young Hoku.
Young Hoku.
Yeah.
Hopkins on his flex, but Etienne.
Oh yeah, Travis Etienne.
So they had a very good back and forth. It was a close game. Yeah. I feel like it should have been closer if he replaced that.
Yeah.
Still Prue's game though.
Hey, but Steiger, you're having mishaps, but at least the points are coming all of a sudden.
Yeah.
He's not looking like he was.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
So that's good.
And then you had the newly named, the replacements against Belichick yourself, and we all projected that Belichick yourself was going to take this one. Justine was going to win.
I mean, who would have thought that having 4 players go down and the people we put in would have balled out?
And then you're the highest scorer on the week, 196.14. Everybody on his team went off. Yeah, Heineke, 23, which I said he could have a good game. Wilson finally scored some points, almost 15. Gibson, 17. Chubb, 20, almost 26. Amon-Ra had an average day of 10. A.J. Brown with almost 38 points. Dolchik in the tight end spot, which great job. I wanted Dolchik. Almost 11. Yeah, Metcalf, almost 15. Algier, 16. Suckup, 10. And then his defense, the Eagles, scored 16. Like, that's hard to beat. And even with Tony Pollard, even with Cooper Kupp, Tyreek Hill, like Prescott
and Murray,
Kyler
Murray, 2 of the top 5 quarterbacks.
Yeah, but it's hard when the
not
rest
gonna
of his team falls out. Like, great job, Tebow. Love the name change.
And then there's mine and my brother's game. Very excited about this one.
Woo.
Now, granted, yes, blows points in a win, but I only needed to beat one person, and that was my brother. So first, he tried to curse me over here.
He did.
Tight end goes out before the game. No indication he was even hurt. Then all of a sudden now, and of course, I'm not able to check my lineup at that time due to unforeseen circumstances. And then, not going to get into that. But Jackson, he does his job. I'm not going to say he went off. He did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah.
As far as projection, 0.7. Yeah, 0.7 over his projection. He did his job. Stafford did his job. About 0.6 over his projection.
Yeah.
Burrow did not.
Burrow did not. I said the defense for Cleveland had to show up, and the defense for Cleveland showed up.
Yep. Then you have Lawrence, didn't do the work. Barkley didn't go off. I mean, I had Cook. Thanks for the trade, Will. Got Cook and Davis. Davis didn't do anything, but Davis shaping up to do something coming up. We'll get into that later. But we got Cook, 23 points, and Adams, who my brother got in the trade, 0.7. Wow. Which he had negative points earlier.
Yeah, I was watching. I was like, no way.
But he did have Waddle. Waddle went off.
Yep.
And then,
Ramondre again.
Ramondre went off. Aaron Jones went off.
Yep.
So Aaron Jones, last couple weeks, Let's keep it consistent.
Let's keep it consistent.
Let's keep it going. My kicker only got one attempt, missed, got -1 points. I was like, come on, you can't be doing. But that was already the Monday night game.
So
yeah, exactly. That's actually the only reason I was like, because he was a Monday night game.
Oh yeah,
my
yeah,
kicker.
right.
So I was like,
Right.
I just needed, remember, didn't need Burrow not to go off, and if he was, pass it to Boyd.
Yep.
And then I needed the kicker to put up some points,
Yep.
which he put up negative points, but Burrow did not go off, so it worked out.
Yeah. And then we had myself, Diggs in the CD versus Champ Christina. Christina, we're going to have you on the show. 183.28 versus 172.2.
I mean, high scoring affair.
Yeah, we both put up points.
Yeah.
Allen played well. Hurts played better. Cousins played well. Tua played better.
Well, you're saying Allen played well, but he didn't go near his protection.
Well, he didn't. Well, yeah, but I mean, he still didn't play bad.
Oh no, of course.
He just didn't. It wasn't a normal win for them. It was a lot more on the ground. Kamara showed up and balled out, like I said, but Foreman also balled out.
Mm-hmm.
Kamara did a little bit better. Damian Pierce, a little bit better than Kareem Hunt. Stephon Diggs.
Which Kareem Hunt is actually being
Kareem
traded.
Hunt could be traded by the end of today, before this is even posted, possibly. Diggs just does what Diggs does.
Yeah.
CD Lamb came and played. Evans actually outscored his projection, and you did kill me in the tight end category. Kittle played.
Yeah, I mean,
Kittle's starting to look good with CMC taking the defense's attention. I had unlucky with Irv Smith and Olave. I don't know what happened with Olave this week, but when the running backs and the quarterbacks, and then Dallas Cowboys defense, of course, but when the quarterbacks and the running backs play like mine did this week, it's hard to lose.
yeah.
That's a big deal.
The quarterbacks, yeah.
But I mean, 183 versus
Pierce
172.
could do a lot, but the rest of them did very well.
Yeah, I mean, Pierce being on Texans, when they're against a decent defense, if he hits his projection, I'm happy.
Yeah.
I can't complain about that. And then looking at the league report to wrap things up, Tebow, the replacements, 196.14. Best team of the week, and then worst team.
Team 3 TEs.
Woo! 115.3.
One appearance on the show and just
One
down the
appearance.
toilet.
Just got nervous. It's okay. It's okay. Players of the week. I'm happy to say I had the quarterback and the running back of the week with Tua. I'm just going to say Tua. And Alvin Kamara.
Then you got the wide receiver is AJ Brown on Tebow's team.
Yep.
Kittle on Christina's team.
Yep.
And then the kicker that I mentioned
Young
earlier,
Boku. And then the Eagles.
Which Tebow as well.
Tebow's again. Yeah. And then
So Tebow also had top 2.
bench warmers of the week. The first 3 on here are kind of interesting. Marcus Mariota, Jamison Williams, and Jacoby Myers, all from
Jamal Williams.
Jamal Williams, all from Nat Rod.
Yeah, all on my bench.
And then I'll score pretty
Didn't
good,
need him to win,
pretty
but I
good
wish I
points.
had him in. Yeah, I know.
And then you look at Kyle Pitts from Justine. I mean, everybody benched Kyle Pitts this week, and he went off.
Yeah.
It's so funny. And then, what is Myers' first name? I forgot Myers for the Jason Myers. I don't even know who he is. But for the Seattle Seahawks and on Christine's bench. But you're looking at most efficient. Whew.
Yeah.
Tebow puts in replacement players, drops the most points in the league, and scores his maximum.
100% efficiency.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Insane.
Now,
And who did he beat?
Justine.
Whew.
That must be a rough weekend.
And what is today?
November 1st. Oh, what is it?
Your birthday.
Huh?
Your birthday?
Oh, yes, it is. You could have just told me. I almost forgot. Justine, happy birthday.
Yeah. Happy birthday. I'm sorry for the loss.
Yeah, sorry for the loss.
But
Tebow,
happy for the win in the
Tebow, you could have been a much nicer guy giving her the win on her birthday. I mean,
I
come
know.
on.
I mean, maybe he
Didn't
thought
beat
he
me on my
was.
birthday too?
Is
No,
that-
Steiger beat me on my
Oh.
birthday.
I mean, maybe he thought he was giving her the win, putting in replacement players. It
Yeah,
didn't
true,
work
very
out.
true. He tried.
Yeah, you can't blame him for this, all right?
Least efficient manager.
Hey, I
Nat
still
Brown
won.
once again. He did get the win. He
Still
did get the win.
but as you saw from the bench warmers of the week, I had them all pretty much.
Highest points in a loss, Justine with 181 points. I believe the only person that would have beat her besides him was me.
Yeah, no, she was top 3.
That's when it sucks. 'Cause that's what happened to me last week against your brother.
Yeah.
Lowest points in a win, Nat Rod. You're taking the wrong things this week. You know that?
I'll take it with the win. It says 11 points in a win.
In a win. True. Biggest blowout. Prue, 158 over Steiger, 144.
That's only 14
It's funny
points.
how close this week
Yeah.
was. Last week I get, I'm third highest when I get biggest blowout by being beat by 50. This week it's a 14.68 point difference. Narrow victory. Nat Rod winning by 8.3 over Will.
Once again, victory is the keyword there.
The Rodriguez trumped the Rodriguez here. That's kind of a big deal.
I had the best defense this week, as my brother likes to put it.
Overachiever Tebow projected 119.95 points.
76 points over his projection.
Wow.
Insane.
Way to go, Tebow. And then underachiever Will projected 143.06, came out with 115.3. So he was projected 119. He scored 115. Then looking at the week, this is where it's crazy. Tebow, 100%. Myself, 95.6%. Belichick yourself, 92.8%. Champ, which even if she maxed out, would have still lost.
She's already almost
at
maxed out.
99.4%.
You got Najee's in Paris, 99.9%. So who was that one player that was like 0.1 off?
But look at that. I mean,
if Steiger was 89.7, if he hit his max, would have won by a little over a point.
Yeah. But it's so interesting how we had 5 people this week that were over 90%. We actually had 4 people over 95% in the league. That's pretty accurate picks this week.
Then you had myself at 76.7. Wow.
That's why you win the toilet bowl, man.
I'm not in the toilet bowl. Don't give me that.
Okay, sorry. We're least efficient. We can get you a shirt that says least efficient for the podcast in Dolphins colors.
But you have to remember to write win and victory.
Put victory on it.
And then Team 3 TEs at 89.7%. So not bad on efficiency, just the players just didn't perform. Because of my amazing defense.
Look what you started, Will.
You did this.
Now this is the problem. Coming up 8th so far for the league. Nate the Great.
But on the rise.
2-6 with 1 win. Steiger, 2-6 with 1 loss. Just inching you out on points. Just inching you on 23. Belichick yourself in 6th, beating both of you on points. And then the replacements, says Team Tebow, but the replacements coming in 5th at 4-4.
You got Champ at 4th place at 4-4 as well. You got Diggs in the CD in 3rd place, moved on up to 5-3. So you guys were tied last week, so whoever won takes the spot. You still have Najee sitting pretty comfortably in 2nd, tied with record. My brother, Team 3 tight ends, and Najee Paris both at 6-2. But my brother with, what was that, 203 points.
203 point difference.
203 point difference. So, yeah, I mean, he has to get losses in order to go over first place.
He has to lose.
So, you're welcome, league,
and everybody
taking one loss.
Hey, I appreciate it. I said that at the beginning of the week. I said if you could pull it out.
But you remember, I was trying to get points for one of my players. You're like, you have enough points. I need points. I'm like, dude, it's not close. It's too close.
Because yours would have given Josh Allen points, which I didn't need.
Yeah, but I needed to make sure I was ahead of Team 30 tight ends, which you need more.
Well, it was kind of Champ and I would be tied if she beat me.
Yes,
it was we only
Team 30 tight ends
would be. We only had an 11 points difference, so it was a very, very stressful time. Do I want you to score? Do I want her to score? Do I
always want to score?
But
which he didn't either.
Which he didn't, thank goodness. But ladies and gents, it's getting interesting. The standings are getting closer. Some teams that have not been showing up are showing up. Some teams that showed up forgot to show up this week. They went out for trick-or-treating and just never came back.
They went out early.
3 T's. But we'll be back on Thursday with the projections for the week, looking at this week's games, which are kind of interesting based on who's playing who. Just a little foreshadowing here. There's some matchups this week that could mix things up. We got a game of the week we got to talk about.
Mine and Steiger?
Yes, you and Steiger.
Yeah.
Who's going to be in the toilet bowl?
Yeah. Whoever loses is officially last place.
Very true, very true. But it's going to be an interesting week of football. We got Thursday night. Like I said, not a great game to watch, but at least Eagles score points.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Eagles players, put them in, take them out of your flex.
Yeah, very true. Take them out of your flex. Ladies and gents, that is it for today. This is Ready or Not, Football Edition.